I wanted to resume that Hasan conversation that we had a while back, if that's okay.
Sounds based, yeah.
I want to see how feasible it would be to get you to repair this bridge, you know? Because
Whether or not it's feasible is on him, not me.
I think it is. I think it is partially on you too. I mean, for starters, let's start with the first thing. You've said to me before that the only reason you supposedly Hasan is because he's not politically active, and
What? I feel like there's lots of reasons on one. That might be one of them. I don't think that's like the only one. I don't think you like Vosh isn't politically active. I don't think you have to necessarily be politically active, but go ahead.
that's what you said. That's the reason you gave me for why you're like super uncharitable to him.
I feel like you're I don't remember the exact. It feels more like what I actually said was probably something like if he's talking about like socialist values and he's living his life as a capitalist and he does nothing to further socialism, that type of lack of political activism would hurt. It feels like I probably said something more like that, but
no, what you more or less said, I could be slightly misrepresenting, but it was just that like the reason you're uncharitable and you criticize him so hard over his political values is because like he's not super politically active.
Okay. All right, sure. Let's go with that. Okay, what about it?
Sure. If he was more active towards his ideals, you would be less uncharitable to him in that regard. That's about right, right?
Yeah, probably a little bit, yeah.
So, the funny thing is when you told me that, like 2 days after that conversation, I think, it was like, I don't know, a couple days after that, Hasan basically answered your prayers, and he did what was it, a landlord strike event. He went out, he engaged with fans, he bought pizza for everyone who attended or whatever, he held up signs and everything, but I didn't hear a peep out of you about it. You didn't say anything.
Why would I say anything? I mean, if he did it, good for him. I'm not. This isn't like the Hasan News Network. I don't cover every single thing that goes on.
But it kind of is the Hasan News Network. You for like the longest time, like we're constantly, even just in this stream, you were shitting on him for just whatever nitpicky reason you could think of.
We talked about him because stuff was directly related to what we were talking about, but I don't cover him very much. Even on the stream, I think we talked about him for all of like what, 5 minutes.
There was a time, at the very least, where for like a good few years you were talking about him nonstop. I think he even like straight up he did a.
You think there were years where I talked about Hasan nonstop? I don't think so.
No, if you go, he actually did this on a stream. He went onto your channel. He typed Hasan into the search bar, and like there was like 50 videos that came up with his
Yeah, I'm
name.
sure there were a lot of videos. I mean, like when the time we were actively fighting, yeah. And also he's like he's like arguably the largest political streamer on the internet, so of course I'm gonna react to him as well. But I mean,
that's not the reason why you choose to do 50 billion videos on him, though, right? It's obviously because you don't like him because of a personal grudge.
I don't know if any of those 50 videos had anything to do with our personal grudge. Usually it's always over like things I think he says that are like dumb politically. It's not like every video is like, oh, like Hasan's not my friend anymore or whatever. Like no, it's generally over like...
Okay, obviously you don't explicitly say like, oh, I'm gonna do this video on him because I don't like him, but like the pretense of like, oh, he said something kind of stupid here about socialism, so now I get to do a video on him. Like that's just
all right,
a pretense.
I can't. Okay, gotcha. What do you want to talk about? I can't argue with like you arguing about my state of mind to me. Like, there's no point. What do you want to argue about, or what's the next part?
So you just apologizing to him is out of the question, right?
No, I would never. Why would I ever apologize to him for it? No.
Dude, what about that time he was squabbling with XQC and like and then you went into XQC's DMs and you started feeding him ways to fight back and fuel the fires of that conflict. Like, dude, you've been him in a lot of ways.
How's that? You should be able to win the debate. That's not my fault that Hasan tries to market himself as a serious political streamer, but the only one he actually has like serious conversations with are like entertainment gaming streamers. Like, that's his fault.
Wait,
right?
he never marketed himself as a debate bro. In fact, I think he says he's like explicitly against debate.
Yeah, he'll be explicitly against it, but he's very interested in doing it when he thinks he can beat up on dumber people. That's why he was super thirsty to jump in and argue with Andrew Tate, and that's why he challenged that one woman that he made the balding joke to, the black woman, on Twitter to a debate as well. He'll challenge. He likes debates. He just only likes when he thinks he can win.
Okay, notice how you immediately like reframed it. You just immediately reframed it and did mental gymnastics as still being like a negative thing. Like, oh yeah, he just wants to punch down on a dumber people. Like,
I mean, but it's true, right?
okay, you're so stubborn about this.
Okay.
I just really wish you would consider being a little bit nicer to Hasan, because like being able to unify like centrist, center-left people and leftists would be really helpful online for online movements, but you just don't want to do that because you're so stubborn. And you keep like framing every single thing he does as this horrific thing.
Horrific? I don't know if Hasan has done anything horrific lately. I don't think I've done
that. When you were streaming with Farha or whatever, you were saying like, "Oh yeah, he just wants money. He just wants money. He just wants money."
Yeah, I think
like, every time.
Yes, he definitely maximizes for money. That's what he does. That's his whole movement. That's not necessarily bad. I mean, the annoying thing is he calls himself like a socialist and shit. But like, I mean, I do things for money. Like, I don't think that's the worst thing in the world. I just think he's hypocritical when he does it. That's the issue.
Yeah, but imagine if there was someone who was like saying like, "Oh yeah, every time Destiny says he wants to talk to a weirdo like Mr. Girl or Nick Fuentes, he just wants to do it for money. He just wants to do it for money. He just wants to do it for money."
People already
like,
make
every
that
single
claim
time you do
about
something.
Me.
What?
People already make that claim. I think you've made that claim about me, actually, haven't you?
That you just want to talk to people
that I only talk to those people to like maximize my clout and popularity. Haven't you made that claim about me?
I haven't until now. No.
Oh, until now. So now you are making it.
Well, yeah, to show you that like how obnoxious it is when you do that about Hasan, instantly doing whatever mental gymnastics you can to reframe every single thing he does as horrible, or like for greed or whatever.
Sure.
And like, and beyond that, Hasan also. What?
True, that was Vegan Games. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know who that is, but